Question for you. If you were going to be locked in a room for the rest of your life, but you could bring one thing with you, what would it be? Would you bring a phone, but not a charger? Or maybe you'd bring some weights so you can get so swole. Did I use that right? Maybe you'd bring the collected works of all the world's philosophers. That's what we'll be discussing this week on Philosophy Friday. Hey philosophers, I'm Jonas, and this is Philosophy Friday, the channel where we turn life's big and small questions into a community conversation. Don't forget to check out next week's question at the end of the video so you can share your thoughts and maybe even see your comment featured. Today's question. If you had to choose one thing to bring into a room where you'd live forever, what would it be? Okay, let's set some parameters. The room has all your basic needs covered. Food, water, toiletries, you've got light and air, you've got a bed, but other than that, it's just you alone for life. What's the one thing that would make that existence bearable? Or maybe even meaningful? At first, maybe you'll think you should bring a book. But wait, would you want a book you've already read or one you always wanted to read? Of course, you could read it again and again, but I suspect no matter how much you enjoy the book, it would get old if that's the only thing you had to read. You could bring a musical instrument, paints, or something else that offers infinite creativity. But then, how long before you get frustrated or bored without anyone to share it with? Some might choose a connection to the outside world, like a phone or computer. But then there's a haunting question, is this a one-way connection? If you're locked in, how much comfort would scrolling through everyone else's lives really be? Or knowing that they're scrolling through your life? Of course, you could go big and philosophical. What if the thing you brought was love or knowledge? Can we even imagine a way to bottle something so abstract? And if you could, would it be enough to sustain your humanity? I like this question because it forces us to think about what really matters to us. Is it creativity? Comfort? Connection? Maybe it's just being sane. Maybe the question isn't just about what you'd bring, but what that choice says about you. If you do end up disappearing into a room for the rest of your life, I hope your last act as a free person is to like this video. Okay, maybe you should tell your family they'll love them. But you should still like the video. But, seriously, do we really think it's going to happen? I think you can just like it. Let's see what the community has to say. Kitty B says, bring the biggest animal encyclopedia I could find. Thank you so much for your comments. What do I think? Honestly, I'm kind of tempted by all of the knowledge in the universe idea, although I suspect that I'd probably get bored at some point. Though my first take was actually to bring a computer that's plugged into a wall that is connected to the world and the internet, and so I can communicate in and out. Of course, if it can't communicate in and out, I don't know how valuable that would be. But I think I'm going to go with that. A computer that has all the knowledge of the world on it. Regardless of what you bring, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and keep questioning. So what do you think? If you could only bring one thing into that room, what would it be? Comment below with your answer. I'd love to hear your reasoning. And if this question got you thinking, join us for next week's question where we explore whether being a skeptic is good or bad. It's people like you who make these videos possible, and the best way to keep this community going is by joining the conversation.